tell me when to start.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Replacement of toilet. First thing doing any job is get the extraneous stuff out of your road. Too often people get into projects which would be much more easily accomplished if they just took a few minutes and got stuff out of their road. And that's what we'll do here. Scoop the plant over a little and get this one. There we go. There it is. Always be sure to assemble all the parts and tools ahead of time, so you don't have to stop in the middle of something and go running after things. I'm going to grab that.
The blue thing.
Uh-huh. Okay. First step, turning off the water supply. What's technically a stop, although most people refer to it as a valve. Get rid of this, and you can just set it on the floor over there. Okay, so when you flush now, and you can see how this older style toilet works. It has a lot of water, and it lets it out of a modest size hole, and it sort of drains out slowly, or relatively slowly.
Oh, so that hole.
Through that hole.
Okay.
It goes through that hole into here, and then swishes and goes down into the drain. Okay? Now, the whole concept of a toilet is basically the same as the concept of a trap underneath a sink, commonly called a P-trap or sometimes a J-trap, but it's like so, and so water that's being, whether it's through a toilet or a sink, water that's being gotten rid of goes down here and then up through this loop and then out. You can go out that way or that way, it doesn't make any difference. But the whole concept is you flush it out and water remains in this, at this level. Okay, what that provides is a trap for any gas, so gas from the sewer cannot leak back in.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and that's the whole concept of a water trap. That's basically what all the toilet does. It maintains some water in there, so that when you go to the toilet and then flush, it pushes extra water in here, shoves it down through and out. Okay, it's really a pretty simple concept. Okay, the next step is taking off the supply line. Usually it should be just finger tight. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. This one is old enough that it's a little on the snug side. So we'll give it a little help here. And the fill connector is always a larger nut on a supply line, and it's a nut that size. Okay. Now, why did I bring towels in? Because you always have some water that appears. Maybe a large or small amount, but you're always going to have some, so be prepared for it. Okay, the next thing we do is take off the nut on the bottom. Ooh.
Baby.
And you want to be on the cautious side when you do this. There we go. Now, I said be on the cautious side because the supply line that connects to the stop is usually either of CPVC plastic or copper, thin wall copper. Could in old houses be galvanized steel with a tapered fitting, but it's usually copper or plastic, which means if you took a big wrench and yanked like crazy on it, you could easily bend the fitting back here. Then you got a real problem. But we've gotten rid of that. Okay. Next step is taking the tank off. Now you'll see in some remodel shows, they yank the whole toilet out. You can do that, but it's usually is a bit of unnecessary work. So basically what we want to do is tanks are always attached to the base of the toilet by a couple of bolts, and you can see them either there and there. Okay. And this one has wing nuts on it. Yeah. So. And I doubt if you'll be able to do it by hand, but give it a shot. See if it moves. Were you able to get it?
No.
It's probably easier with one of these.
Okay, you were using that one, so I just thought, well, I'll try. I'll try with that other one.
There you go. And there will be
A washer and
a washer and
and
a metal washer and a rubber gasket washer. Okay, did you get all those? Okay, you can take all that stuff, toss it over there by the lid because it's all junk now. Okay, so when we tip this, we're going to break this loose from the base. We're going to have a little excess water in there. So the excess water out. Okay, so we've got that. I'm just going to carry this out into the garage and set it out there.
you can see all the different colors the wall was.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
It was purple and it was orange, and now it's cream.
Yep. Okay. Same concept for taking off in fact, if you want to do it, the bolt that holds the seat on, it's a plastic one right down there where my fingers are.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
It's not coming off.
Okay.
Want to unscrew?
Let me try the other side, see what that does.
Not coming off?
No, it is. It's
Oh, it
just
is?
been on there for a while, and that's true regardless of what you're working on. Plumbing, cars.
Yeah.
Remember that old nuts and bolts are used to being in the position they're in. And they aren't going to give up easy without a little bit of a fight sometimes.
When Papa Ron had that red truck, we were working on it, and the older vehicles, there was room in the, where the engine was. There was room in there, and this was quite a while ago, and he set me inside on the wheel well and had me unwrench whatever this bolt was.
Very good. Okay, there's the one bolt.
Does this go over here?
Yeah, it's throwaway, so it goes over the full end.
since you're not gonna use that plastic nut that's on there, would you be able to clip that off somehow?
Well, I don't know how is the problem.
Mm.
It's up underneath, this
Right.
porcelain lip, so you
Yeah.
can't really get to it with
Oh yeah.
a hacksaw or something like that.
You're throwing the toilet away, you could bust the toilet floor.
Well, that's just about the point I'm at, because I don't know what else to do to get. Be sacrificed here. Yeah, I don't see any other way to
Yeah.
do that thing. Now, we've still got this, and it's still got a fair amount of water in it,
Right.
okay? How do you flush a toilet if you don't have a tank?
I'm guessing there's some kind of release. Oh.
It's called a bucket of water. Now watch, as you dump a bunch of water in, it empties almost everything out, just that little bit is left,
Whoa.
and there's no tank to fill it back up.
Right.
So now you've got this with just a small amount of water left in it. Capiche?
Yeah.
So if you ever have a toilet where the tank is busted,
Mm-hmm.
you can still flush it, just a bucket of water.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
There we go. Now, to unbolt the toilet from the floor. It's just a very simple.
Yeah. Taking it off thing.
Yep. Okay. Same thing on the other side. Toss those away. Okay, and now we got a toilet that's ready to be lifted up and taken away. Oops, you might want to get that stuff and toss it back on the things. He was saving that stuff or what? Now, although we emptied most of the water out,
Mm-hmm.
there's still that
A little
water
bit,
that holds the trap in, okay? So when we pick this out and carry it outside, we're gonna get a little
Maybe I should go get my shoes.
yeah, if you're gonna follow me out, yeah. Okay.
Don't forget to keep my seat.
Well, don't think it's gonna be possible, hon.
Oh, it's broken?
Yeah, the connection is broken. There we go. Now, the flange that sits on the floor and that you put the bolts in
Mm-hmm.
is called a closet flange because plumbers refer to a toilet as a water closet.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a closet flange, not a floor flange. These two bolts are standard issue with every toilet you'll ever see. They're called Johnny bolts. And they go into the floor flange and they keep the toilet attached. Okay, so we're done with those guys. Now, brought an old rag along. Why would I have that?
So you can wipe that off?
Actually, so I can stick it in there
Oh.
in the pipe and prevent any smells
Oh.
from leaking into the room. So, I also brought this just in case there was some wax left from the wax ring, but not very much. So we're good there. So for right now, we'll stuff that in there. Then, you know, if you were removing a toilet but couldn't get the new one till the next day,
Mm-hmm.
you can do that much and just leave it like that, and it'll be fine.
Oh, okay.
So you can get around to replacing it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Papa's a good instructor. He should have been a school teacher.